So before you apply the peel and stick tile, you want to make sure that the surface is really clean, no dust or dirt or grime, because it won't stick if it's not extremely clean. So just took a wipe, wiped it down, and took a rag to dry it off. The whole process is pretty simple and straightforward. I just highly recommend measuring a couple times before you actually cut. I was doing kind of an awkward angle on this one here, and I actually messed up the first time because I didn't measure correctly. So definitely measure a couple times before you cut. And the tile is also, it is sticky, but it is removable. So if you stick it and it's not perfect, it's really easy to just take it off and put it back on. And it was getting really difficult with that slant measuring perfectly, so Richard ended up just taking that panel off so I could put as much as I wanted and it would just be covered up by that panel in the end. Some of the tough spots I ended up making a template out of the cellophane from one of the sheets of tile, and it helped a lot, especially around parts like this outlet. My phone ended up dying, of course, but you guys get the gist. It's just measuring, cutting, and sticking. stuff today. We got our sink and some wallpaper that we're going to put kind of next to the toilet in the RV. It's just a plain wall, and I just think it'd be cool as an accent wall. And to bring some green into the van, because now it's just all white, which is nice, but I definitely want some greens and colors, you know, to make those pop. And then we got a sink faucet, not a sink, just a faucet. Ooh, so shiny. Yeah, this will be a lot nicer than what we have in there now. I wanted something with the detachable head because it's such a small sink. It's going to be a little difficult cleaning pots and pans or whatever. And the sink is just stainless steel, so it'll match it nicely. And it's better than the knobs that were in there anyway. But it's just a lot nicer. A lot newer, a more updated. The old one just kind of didn't blend in with what we were doing.
It's like a 90s bathroom sink faucet.
Yeah, it's a total 90s bathroom sink faucet. So this one will be cool. Yeah, if there's a bunch of holes cut out, we'll know if we need to put this in. I think there's 2 holes, so probably enough to put this in unless we want a giant hole hanging out. So after we pull the old sink out, we can do the countertops. I got that marble peel and stick for the countertop, so we'll take the old sink out, put that on top, and then we'll put the new sink in, so it'll look nice, and I can't wait. So I just started with the stick-on countertop. It's actually coming out pretty good, and it was fairly easy. You kind of have to get the technique down of sticking your first section. I went this way. I had a square of it that I cut, and I pressed it on this way. So started up here, used my little squeegee and squeezed it down, and then rolled some of the backing paper down, did my next section, rolled more down, did more squeegeeing down. Sorry, I wish I recorded it, but it's been a hectic day, as you can hear. So, yeah, just gonna keep going. This is gonna be a little tricky doing here. We lifted the sink up so I could just put extra underneath, so when it goes back down, it'll be seamless. You won't see any edges. I don't think I'm gonna do anything here because the stovetop and the sink, I mean, they leave maybe like an 1/8 of an inch, if that, probably a 1/16 of an inch of a gap. I'm not even gonna bother putting a countertop in there. So, and then I'll have to do this part here. And then I'm thinking for that strip, it seems so minuscule, but I'll probably put a little strip there because it's gonna drive me crazy if I don't, of course. And then I gotta do back here too. So this was probably actually the easy part. Even though it's the largest part, it was probably the easiest because it was just one big strip. I did have to cut a little bit here, but it was still pretty simple. So we finished the countertops. It turned out pretty nice. But yeah, looks pretty good. We ended up doing more than we actually needed to do. We did a strip between here and then a strip all along there. But this top pretty much covers all that, but hey, oh well. And then we covered this little cutting board that covers the sink with the same marble stick on. So that looks nice. Turned out really well. Wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, so that's always good. And then we came down here with it as well. But yeah, I love it. Looks really nice. But we also put in our little accent wall here, and I love it. It turned out so good. It's really nice. Kind of shows a little bit of color in here. I think it goes well with all the white. So it was a little hard because the sheets of wallpaper came to right here. So we had to make a tiny little strip right there, but we managed to match it pretty exact. So it looks pretty good. And we took out the windows here. Yeah, all 3 windows were leaking, so we had our neighbor help us take them out, and we're gonna have to reseal them. So let's hope it doesn't rain for the next couple days. No, we're gonna tape them up. So yep, that'll be kind of challenging, but gotta get done. We are so happy with how this turned out. It is just so much brighter, so much better to look at now. And yeah, let me know what you guys think if you like it too. And stay tuned.